Today's science experiment is presented by Supermoms. Today we're with Liz Heineke, an amazing scientist, and we've got some junior scientists with us. Girls, can you introduce yourself and tell us how old you are?
I'm Divya and I'm 8 years old. I'm Kieran and I'm 5 years old.
All right.
Yay!
We are going to, from what I hear, experiment with color. I love this. I love art and I love science, so I think it's going to be a great day.
Oh, me too. We're gonna marble paper today. And have you ever seen like the end paper in an old book? It'll have like these beautiful patterns like this on it. Do you girls see this?
Yeah.
We are gonna do a marbling experiment, but it's also a science experiment because it's a density experiment.
I love it.
Now, do you guys know what density is?
Molecules?
It has to do with molecules. So a liquid that has tons and tons of molecules in it will be more dense than one that has fewer molecules in it or fewer atoms. So we are going to thicken some water, and I actually started this last night. You have to do it the day before. But online you can order something called carrageenan. Can you guys say carrageenan?
Carrageenan.
Yeah.
What is it?
Carrageenan is a thickener. It's a natural thickener that's made from either algae or seaweed, I believe. And I blended it with the water last night. I put a tablespoon of carrageenan per half-gallon water, then I let it sit. And can you see how thick this looks going into the pan? It almost looks like syrup, doesn't it?
I was just about to say it almost looks like corn syrup.
It almost
It's
does.
about that thickness.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's super dense. You can also do this with cornstarch and water, but the carrageenan works really well. And that's what like people who do professional paper marbling use this.
Okay.
So, and you can order it online, like I said. Okay, so we have some carrageenan and water now in our pans. Last night I also treated some paper. Can you guys say mordant?
Mordant?
Mordant is a chemical that helps one chemical glom onto another. So can you say aluminum sulfate?
Aluminum sulfate.
Very good. Aluminum sulfate is also called alum, and it's used in canning.
I was just about to say pickling, canning.
Pickling,
yeah.
canning, exactly. But what I have done is I have added aluminum sulfate is a mordant. So I have added some to some water last night. I put it on a sponge, and then this is just heavy watercolor paper. And you can really use any paper, but heavy paper doesn't curl up as much. So last night I just rubbed this all over the paper on both sides. I let it dry, and then you have a stack of treated paper there today.
So this is already prepped.
This is already prepped for paper marbling. Okay, so that is ready to glom onto the paint. Do you guys see this paint?
Yeah.
Look at all those colors. This is just acrylic paint like you buy at the store to do kids' art projects, right? It's washable. I've watered it down a little so you can see it's not super thick. It has just kind of a runny consistency. But this is a density experiment because we are going to float this paint on top of this carrageenan. So you guys go ahead and start. They're going to just start dripping paint all over the carrageenan.
We're not putting the paper in first?
Nope, we are going to float the paint on top of the carrageenan because it's less dense. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead.
Do you see the color?
Here, Kieran, do you want blue? Okay, we're going to start with blue. Okay. Happy, we can help too.
Okay.
We are going to drip paint
I love
all over
my favorite color.
this carrageenan.
In like drops, or can I do like a?
You can do whatever you want. You can swirl. We are going to, if you do it in a regular pattern of drops, you can make a sort of a chevron pattern, but for now we are just going to do this. And what also works really well, once you're done with one color, put another color inside the colors. Can you see how pretty that looks? Look, I'm putting yellow in the blue. Is that okay, Divya? I should be checking with you to make sure. What color do you want?
Okay, put this.
Here.
Thank you.
Do you want to do another color, Kieran? Here you go. Okay, so we are going to cover the whole surface of the carrageenan with different paint. So this takes a few minutes, but it's really fun. And you can see it's already starting to look pretty cool. You guys are gonna choose a piece of the design that you want this on, and you're gonna lay your paper down just flat, right on top of the design.
So you could lay it this way.
Yep, however you wanna do it.
Whatever part you want.
And the alum on the paper is going to make a big complex with the paint and glom onto the paper. Okay, kind of push it down,
Okay.
get the bubbles out. And one at a time, I'm gonna collect these, and I'm gonna rinse them off with water. And because the paint is sticking to the alum, let's get all the edges down. When I rinse it with water, the paint is gonna stick. Okay, should we pick it up? So kind of, we're gonna pull it up one end at a time. I'm gonna hold it this way so the camera can see it. Can you see it, Divya? Does that look pretty? Okay, and now I'm gonna bring it over here and we're gonna rinse it off with water. And you can see that the design that was floated on there is on here. Do you wanna hold it? And then I'll rinse off the other one. And then we're gonna set it over there to dry. Oh, that's beautiful.
Do you want me to put it on here, Liz? Are we ready?
Oh yeah, could you set it on there? And then we're gonna rinse this one off. You guys, these are gorgeous. I mean, seriously, have you ever seen anything prettier? Look at that.
Those would be so great once they dry to make a beautiful card for somebody.
You can cut them into bookmarks.
Yes.
Do you wanna take that and set it down? Aren't those beautiful? So,
Are you happy with that?
oh my gosh, that's so pretty. And it kind of looks like a comic book thing too, doesn't it? So what did we use to make this? We used science.
Science.
Say it louder.
Science.
Science.
And art.
Art.
Yes.
And there's nothing better than combining science and art.
I love those two things.
If you have an art lover, this is a great way to get them into science.
Yeah, this was so fun. Girls, do you have a plan for these once they dry? Is there anything special you'd like to do with them?
Yeah. Maybe you could like make a book out of them.
Make a book, like a book cover? So like a journal or something? That would be super.
It's a great idea.
We could cut them into different bookmarks to put them in books. And then we could also probably put them and make them into cards.
That is a great idea.
Yes, and every time you see it, you're going to remember this, and also how much fun and how proud you are of making such beautiful art, right?
Yeah.
And if you were going to try this again, what would you do differently?
I think that I would put more like, I think I maybe swirled it too much.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd probably swirl it a little less.
Okay. How about you, Karen? Do you have any other ideas? Okay.
Could you use index cards for this as well if you treated them?
Absolutely. And lots of times what I do actually, if you wanted to do this at a birthday party or something, you could get lots of, just put this thin layers of the carrageenan on paper plates, treat paper, cut it into little pieces, and have each kid just make their own small one. So it's a great one for like a, you know, a scout troop or a birthday party too.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be pretty fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girls, thank you so much for doing science and making art with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you. So fun.
To find out more about this experiment and other experiments, visit thehappyhouse.com and find us on Facebook. Coming up next on The Happy House, I'm back with our favorite scientist, Liz Heineke, and we are...
Experimenting with color.
Yes!
All right.
Good job, girls.
Yeah, nice job.